I think that hay's been sitting out in the field long enough, so today we're gonna start bringing it home. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Well, as you can see, I've waited so long to do this that I've got a bunch of regrowth out here. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, you should cut and bale that. Well, it looks like a lot when you're standing in it, but I've actually tried that before, and you get so few bales doing it this way that it's really not worth the time and the money that it takes to make more bales out here. I don't think we would get, I don't know, maybe not even another 10 bales by doing it. So really not worth all the fuel and all the time. But because a lot of this regrowth is getting dry, I think before I start driving my truck around out here, I'm gonna come through with the mower and mow some paths, because what I'm worried about is this dry plant material getting up on the exhaust of my truck. On a modern diesel, the exhausts get really hot sometimes, and you have a big potential for fire. So obviously we don't want that to happen. And honestly, I'm gonna have to end up mowing all of this anyway before I start doing groundwork again. So we're just getting a little bit ahead of the game. I've accepted the fact that I'm not gonna get a lot of loads today. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Just because I've got to do so much running around. You know, you guys know how it goes. All the little jobs that have to happen before the big job can actually be done. I'm thinking by the time I take the tractor back over to my dad's shop, drop off the pallet forks, get the mower hooked up, come back over here, mow my pathways, take the mower back, unhook it, get that bale spear onto this tractor, a lot of time's gonna have gone by. So we're just gonna do what we can. If I only get 1 load today, then hey, that's 1 load that I didn't have done yesterday. Well, I got a bunch of access roads mowed out here, and the idea is to just keep the truck on the roads because it's got a low hanging exhaust. The tractor I'm not worried about because, for one, It's not a later model diesel engine that has a regen process, which is what creates the hot exhaust pipe. So the exhaust on that tractor is relatively cool compared to what it could be on the truck. So the truck will have to stay on the roads, and then the tractor can sort of go wherever. Well, looks like I made a rookie mistake. I left my straps in the box here before I got the bales on. But I can still get them out. Finally, we got the first load of round bales on the road, and there's only 11 on the trailer. And I know a lot of you, rightfully so, are going to call me out and say how I was planning to upgrade this trailer and basically make it a flat deck so that I could fit an additional 3 bales back there. And well, obviously I never got around to doing that. I had really good intentions of doing it right in the early spring, you know, before I even cut the hay. But it was during a time where I was worried that I might have to go buy hay. So I didn't want this trailer to be in pieces and then need it. So that's why I didn't do it then. The more I think about it though, and a couple of you have suggested this too, I think I'm gonna try just putting a pallet in between the fenders, and then I'll have to put a couple of posts on top of the pallet to lift the bales up high enough. But that would hold them over the fender, and if that works, then I could fit an extra 3 on that trailer without having to modify it at all. 11 bales is just really not enough per load. It's gonna take us 30 trips at that rate. So if we can increase the bale count by 3, that actually makes a pretty big difference at the end of the job. Also, you may remember last year I put bales in the bed of the truck as well, and right now I've just got too much junk back there to think about doing that. Okay, so I got my pallet. I got 2 posts here that are cut to length. I hope this works, because this will really speed things up. But I think what I'll do is I'll put the 4 bales on the front first, and then we'll sort of nudge this pallet right up against them and kind of get an idea of where everything has to go and see if it all fits and see if it works. Well, I think I'm actually pretty close with my sort of guess here as where to put this pallet. I'm gonna slide it a little bit forward towards the front bales, and I'll go grab another bale and kind of hover it over here where I think about where it should go, and we can kind of fine tune it from there. That actually looks pretty good right there. Well, 14 bales, this rode really nice on the road. We didn't blow any tires. The fenders aren't rubbing on the tires. I would say this is the way that I'm gonna do it from now on. And I'm half tempted to try to put 2 more bales in this big gap up here, because according to what the trailer can handle, I can haul over 1,000 more pounds, which would be 2 more bales and then some. That would make me pretty tall, and my straps are maybe not quite long enough to do that, but I might try it on the next load, because anytime I can add 1 or 2 more bales to the load, it decreases the amount of loads that it takes to get all these bales home by quite a bit. So it's worth doing. I think that's safe up there. I'm gonna drive a little extra careful on this load just to make sure everything's all right, but I think it'll be fine. And that's a good way to get 15 bales on this trailer. So with putting the pallet and the posts here over the axles, I've been able to find a way to get 4 extra bales on this. And if you think about it, this math isn't going to be perfect, but it's basically like getting a free load for every 3 loads that I make, if I was still making them how I was before. Does that make sense? Well, I got 40 bales moved today, and that's not very much, but it is actually more than I thought I would get moved. It seems like, you know, the first day you start doing something, you got to work the kinks out. So all in all, we did all right today. It would have been nice if I had my trailer fixed up right, and it would have been nice if I would have gotten out there and mowed prior to moving bales. What is on my arm? But this just kind of got to the point where it was like, if I just keep waiting for everything to be perfect, I'm never gonna get started. So sometimes the hardest part is just taking that first step and getting the ball rolling, but we got that done today. So 40 down, 270 to go. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.